With starting with the bullpen, with Blake Trinan tonight as well as Edwin Diaz, what were you seeing from those guys?
I think that they just both weren't sharp. I felt we were in a good position to use Blake and have Tanner behind him, and he just wasn't sharp and couldn't get anybody out today. Just didn't seem like the slider had much impact. And then with Edwin, just didn't have any command, and the velocity was down, and obviously not a safe situation. There might have been some adrenaline that, or lack thereof, that played into it. I thought Roki did a nice job as far as getting outs early and being efficient. And then, in that fifth inning, it started to get stressful, and I just felt we needed to, try to keep him at bay, and that's why we went to Vesey there.
For Edwin, we haven't seen him pitch in about a week now, and I know at that time it was more kind of concerned to the knee, but you guys did the test and he's in the clear. Do you look at today as maybe just kind of some rust because it's been a week, or is there anything that stood out to you just in regard to those misses?
That's a good question. Obviously, he hasn't pitched in 8 days, so I'm certain there's some rust to that. Again, the non-safe situation, but talking to him today, he wanted to pitch regardless, and so I think it's just one of those things that hopefully it's one of those things that he just hadn't pitched in a while.
Especially that he is pushed past some of the stuff he's been working through at this point.
I think for us, it's just going on what the training staff and the player tells me. You got to trust him and believe that they feel good, and a veteran player like him, and no one should know his body better than he does. But obviously today it just didn't look sharp.
Is it harder to trust, especially when you see like a 93 up there at one point, or kind of how do you evaluate what you saw today, given those caveats?
Today was a tough evaluation. I mean, it really was, because I know what it's supposed to look like, and and then when it doesn't look like that, it gets a little concerning, really. And so I'll have a conversation with them. I know our training staff and pitching guys will, and make sure that there is nothing to it, because the radar gun has been consistent and his velocity has been consistent, and it wasn't there today. So we got to I got to know more. Yeah.
Did he say after the outing he physically felt okay?
I haven't talked to him. Yeah.
The seventh inning, the two lefties at the top of the Rockies lineup. Why is Trinan the guy when you have Tanner and Dreyer?
Dreyer I didn't want to pitch today, to be honest, after 2 innings, and it's either if I go the other way and put Scott in there, then Trinan's going to get 4 lefties in the middle of the order. So it's pick your poison. I felt bleeding into 2 righties, it's the right spot for him. Yeah.
Do you think whether there was any residual effect from him taking one off the head yesterday?
I have no idea, Bill.
I mean, didn't look out of sorts to you or anything?
No, he just didn't make pitches.
Getting back to Rocky, did you see some improvement?
Yeah, I did. I thought he was more efficient. I thought he got ground balls when he needed to, got some quick fly balls, and I really wanted him to get through that 5th inning. But with Rumfield up, I felt Alex was going to give us a better chance to kind of keep the game there. But overall, better outing. Yeah.
First back-to-back losses of the season, an odd place for it to happen, considering the Rockies situation. Is that just this place? Weird things happen here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're a better ball club, and in this ballpark, a lot of things happen. So this ballpark is certainly a neutralizer. The pitchers don't have the same feel. Ball plays different, and so it's still hard to still win a baseball game, big league baseball game, and Coors Field is certainly at the top of the list.
How aggressive do you want guys to sort of be challenging offensively late in games? And obviously, I don't know if you've been able to go back through some of the at-bats, but like some of those borderline calls, are those ones that you, especially in that situation, you want guys to be maybe a little bit more aggressive when it comes to maybe trying that?
Yes. Especially when you have 2 challenges left, and the 9th inning and borderline pitches, to certainly try to exhaust them on those borderline pitches. Yeah, but I don't know. I honestly don't know which pitches you're talking about. I haven't looked at it, but probably the Ward at bat. I think there was a close one there. Is that right? Freeland in the 8th? Yeah. So I think that, absolutely, when you get late in the game, that's certainly leverage, yeah.
Ryan Ward, just what did you like from what you were able to kind of get some eyes on today with his major league debut?
I thought he took good at bats. I thought the moment didn't get too big for him, and it was fun to watch him out there. I was happy to see him get his first couple hits, drove in a run, and that's what it's about. So I wish we could have won a baseball game on top of it, but still a good day for Ryan and his family.
Obviously, this day is special for just so many reasons, making your major league debut, but when you are able to come up in big situations, having an RBI hit, 2 hits in general, I mean, how would you just describe this moment for yourself as a whole?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, from start to finish, the butterflies were there for sure to start the game. They went away though. I mean, once the game started, it was like, okay, it's just baseball. So it was a lot of fun to be out there.
Seeing how you were able to get the results, I mean, how encouraging is that for you, just facing big league pitching and understanding where you can fit in with either this team or just even at this level?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's kind of been something that, especially down in AAA, guys talk about. It's a lot different up there. Everything's different up there. So like coming up here and getting swings off and seeing some results was really cool.
Were you swinging first pitch, that first at bat, no matter what?
Before the game, I was told you only get one first pitch, so remember it. So I was ready to go for sure.
Kind of a highlight for you today. I mean, for a key moment, welcome to the big leagues moment.
It's probably the first hit. You know, I mean, seeing everyone on the bench get excited for me. Woody over there was excited, and just being able to take like that deep breath of like, okay, like that's over with, and we can move forward now.
Do you have any doubts when you hit it?
I did see him go up in the air and was like, oh, okay, thank gosh, yeah.
And then how about that last play of the game with you at the plate?
Yeah, you know, I mean, 3-1 count, heater in, and kind of get jammed a little bit, which shouldn't happen in that situation, but almost split in, and guy made a great catch, and that was that.
Where's the first hit going to go?
It's going back home for sure. Go back home, and then when I get back, I'm sure I'll take care of where it goes after that.
Get a chance to look up and just see all your friends and family cheering for you.
Yeah. After that first hit, when I was on first base, I got to see them all jumping around up there. So that was a pretty special moment.
Roki, first time through the order, you were very efficient. It seemed like the stuff was in a really good spot. Considering how aggressive this team is, what adjustments did you see them make second time through the order?
今回すごくいい球いってたと思うんですけれども、相手チームもかなりアグレッシブで打ってきた中で、2巡目以降どんな調整というか、してきましたか。
そうですね、1巡目早いカウントで打ってもらったので、基本的にはまっすぐ多くなって、そこで打ってもらって、初球のまっすぐ打ってもらって、そこから2巡目は、変化球を入れながら、ほとんどフォークボールでしたけど、こういいとこに行ったり、抜けたり、そんな感じでした。
Yeah, first time through the order, they really aggressive. They swing really early in the count. But second time through, I kind of mixing my, off-speed pitches.
Did you find you changed your game plan to them, or do you think they changed their game plan to you?
今日のその配球というかゲームプランは、ロッキーが変えたのか、それとも相手が途中で変えてきたのか、どちらという、ロッキーズの方か、ロッキーズの方ですね。ロッキーからゲームプランを変えていったのか。
僕から特に変えたいですけど、試合前のミーティング通りに、投げました。
Yeah, I actually didn't, change any game plan, but I think they were just making an adjustment.
Do you feel like you've been able to keep making strides, or do you feel like you've kind of been at the same spot for the last couple starts here, overall, production-wise? Do you feel like you've been able to make strides as the season's gone along, or do you feel like you've been kind of in the same place for the last few starts here?
同じような感じで今までと投げることができるのか、それともちょっと調整をしていくのかという。
ずっと調整はしてるので、ただ1週間の中でどれだけ、変えれるかっていうのを区切られた期間の中でもありますし、ただ長期的な視点と、次の登板ですぐできること、そこを2つは分けて調整するようにはしてます。
Yeah, I try to make adjustment all the time, and then, in the long run, and then, I have to do the things I need to work on, but at the same time, there also the things you need to work on are different. So, yeah, I'm just keep making adjustment, the long term.
Obviously, looking at the results today, is this one where you just kind of maybe felt like Steph wasn't there for you this afternoon?
I don't know. I went back and looked at some of the pitches, and I didn't even think locations were really that bad. It's just a matter of, they had better swings. Maybe I don't know. Maybe don't execute good enough. Obviously, they put good swings on it. I've been really happy with how the year's been going, and I'm not really going to dwell on one game. Colorado isn't an easy place to play. I've had success here. I've had failure here. So just tomorrow's a new day.
Were you surprised to see how aggressive they were? It feels like this might have been kind of just a theme for that group against you all, whether it's been today or even the last few days.
Yeah, I really don't know. My head hasn't really had a chance to think about too much other than just being frustrated. So, yeah.
Was the sweeper playing the way you wanted it to, like just the way you're executing it, or when you see them kind of get as much contact as they did off of it, does that tell you something?
I mean, the contact tells me it's probably not very good. So that's probably where that's at.